Extraordinaire. It is. Well, yeah, that's right. It is. We're making titles up on the spot, on the fly. It is Hollywood Connelly here with the double biceps. It is a legal requirement every single time we appear on camera.
True.
Just ticking the boxes, making sure the lawyers are satisfied. The co-host, co-founder, co-breather of air, co-wearer of clothes in this very room. It is, in fact, the king of sting, the master of disaster, the Count of Monte Cristo, Thunderlips, the ultimate male. I knew I was going to laugh. I was like, don't laugh. I did do it. It is the winner of the Dave Stockbridge of the Year Award. It is, in fact, the illustrious trophy right there behind the barbell air-dried steak biltong. It is the Dave Stockbridge trophy there, an illustrious trophy held by the illustrious man holding that. And it is, in fact, Dave Stockbridge. Stockbridge, welcome to the illustrious podcast. What were we calling it? The AWE Extraordinaire.
The highly esteemed AWE podcast. Hollywood Matt Connelly, thank you very much for that very warm welcome as always, and thank you to everybody that's out there that's tuning in to the AWE podcast, regardless of where you may be, anywhere around the world. We'd like to thank Barbell Meats. Now, Barbell Meats, have you had a chance to sample?
I have put it in my backpack and I've shown people it.
Excellent. So biltong's just like beef jerky, but unlike beef jerky, which is dried in an oven, biltong is dried in the air, and so you retains a little more moisture. And I think 44% extra strength is the statistic that's coming back from Ryan Blue Bowen. And that would be as a result of all of this extra protein. I would say that he's been getting as a result of Barbell Meats. And so we'd like to thank Barbell Meats and also Roll Clean. So after you've been enjoying your Barbell Meats and heading off to the gym and getting yourself an awesome pump, well, you'd want some of this wonderful organic soap, which is also a wonderful natural antiseptic, and importantly, moisturizes your skin, keeps you clean for your combat sports. So thank you very much to all of our sponsors for jumping on board. And we do have some big AWE announcements for the world of arm wrestling. Hollywood Matt Connelly.
We do indeed. Yes, tell us the news, Mr. Stockbridge. There's a big name, a big sponsor, a big deal for the potential viewers of the AWE that they can be involved in something quite interesting.
Well, we're very excited to be partnering with Apeopoly. Now, Apeopoly is a board game just very much like Monopoly, but for fans of the Bored Ape NFT series, you're going to recognize many of the faces on the board game. Now, the board games cost about $50, but for your $50, you will go into the draw to win a Bored Ape NFT. Bored Ape NFTs are selling online right now between $100,000 and $300,000, and so you go into the draw to win one of those NFTs. So very, very exciting. Apeopoly is being launched in the US as we speak, and so you'll be able to get hold of this game well and truly before Christmas. So and putting yourself in the draw to win. So Apeopoly will be featuring on the back of the AWE competitors' shirts, and so you'll see them featured prominently in the broadcast of the event on the pay-per-view, and of course featuring in the post-match interviews, and they will even be sponsoring the main event of the evening. So very, very exciting news to announce our partnership with our friends there at Apeopoly, and of course to give our friends out there in the arm wrestling community that are big fans of the NFT world the chance to win one of those very, very valuable Bored Ape NFTs.
Yeah.
So very exciting there, and we can also announce there's more news. There's more news.
Well, wait, there's more.
So Bunsters are purveyors of some of the yummiest hot sauces you can find anywhere in the world. They're an Australian company exporting throughout the US of A. And so if you need some hot sauce on your meats, well, Bunsters, I said Bunsters, but it's Bunsters.
It is.
And their product is this is the big one, is the shit the bed sauce. This is the chili sauce, and it's It's chili sauce and amongst the best that you can get out there. So thank you, Andrew and the team, for jumping on board. And it's great to be able to support a local Australian company doing great things all around the world, and certainly doing great things there in the USA, the home of the hot chili sauce. So you'll see those guys featuring for the duration of our broadcast, and of course in the lead up to the event, and in the post match interviews, as well as the after pool event. And I guess that's another announcement. So the after pool will be a live streamed event.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. So as soon as we finish going with the pay-per-view broadcast, we've had the main event, we've done a little bit of a wrap-up, and we've finished that side of things. Immediately, we'll be going straight over to a live stream. We'll have the after pulling, and then we'll have a panel, which should be myself, Ryan Bowen, and hopefully yourself will jump in there as well.
Maybe
if you're not busy drinking hot sauce and and playing
trading
Monopoly.
NFTs.
That's right.
Yeah.
And, it is a passion. But so we will immediately go straight from our pay-per-view broadcast, and people can then jump straight on, and we'll be reviewing the card, and we'll be talking, and you can see the live stream of the after pool as well, featuring the amazing athletes that would have competed on the card, as well as the local people that would have shown up for the event, and then them taking on the best, well, some of the best in the world. I mean, you guys like Todd Ziller, and you got Jordan Sill and Lachlan Adair, number one in Australia.
Yeah.
Just to be able to step up and actually grip up with these people, and just to know that how far ahead of where you are they are.
Indeed. And if you happen to buy a ticket to the AWE event, and if you are cage side during the course of the event, then you will be invited back to the after pool. So we'd love to see you there. Now, tickets are going to go on sale really soon, so stay tuned for that big announcement when that happens. But for under $40, you'll have the chance to be in the VIP section right next to the cage, right near the action, and then you will be personally invited to come back with your fellow ticket holders to the after pool and jump on the tables with some of these fantastic AWE superstars.
Yeah, will they get the opportunity to meet you?
That's to be negotiated. There might be a gold pass above the VIP
diamond ticket.
Yes, there'll only be one. There'll only be one of those. But no, well, I'll be there, of course, and as part of the action, along with yourself, Hollywood, Matt Connelly, and we'll be looking forward to making everybody feel at home as in part of the AWE universe, and to enjoy the afternoon of competition, and of course, more importantly, the after pool. That's what I'm looking forward to. Is the after pool. The competition's one thing, but the after pool, that's where it's at for the fans when they can come back.
Secretly, we put this together just
so we can get an after pool.
Right.
Yeah. This is basically it's after pool with the competition. It's just
there's some other thing happening.
Yeah.
But it's all about the after pool.
Oh God, we've been exposed. I've exposed myself.
That's right.
So big news in the world of AWE. Of course, the card has been officially announced this week, although we've alluded to many of the matchups already in this podcast series. But of course, the main event of the evening is Todzilla Hutchings. And if you didn't catch our podcast with Todd Hutchings earlier in the week, then certainly get back onto that one, because fantastic podcast, such a nice guy. Importantly, talking about how he prepares for competition, how he prepares for that first ready go, which was really intriguing as well. You really get some insights into it. There's Todd Hutchings is very much a contrarian by nature, it appears, and he's come about some hacks and some shortcuts in the arm wrestling world that enabled him to progress really quickly early on in his career, and has sustained him at the top of the mountain for many, many years since. So great podcast there. Certainly check that one out. But Todd Hutchings will naturally be there, and his opponent in the main event of the evening is Mataringi Heta Morris, the Beast himself, all 170 kilograms of New Zealander, making his way over to defend the Intercontinental title. So a big matchup there. And, of course, a lot of people looking forward to that. But just right in under there, you've got Lachlan Adair and Jordan Seal. Jordan Seal, a lot of people are wondering how Jordan's going to go. It's been a little while since many have seen it. There's no way of delicately putting that there. But it's been a long time since people in Australia have had that chance to see Jordan Seal. And so we're very excited to have him on the card. And, of course, testing Australia's best in Lachlan Adair.
Yeah.
So who just seems to be getting stronger and stronger every time he stands next to an arm wrestling table.
Bigger and bigger, 186 kilos now, I think.
That's the official weigh-in. That's correct.
It's on our scale, so it could be whatever we say.
So, of course, we've got a battle of the YouTube stars with Artem Taranenko and Ryan Blue Bowen. Of course, a lot of people just looking to see where those two guys match up now.
Yeah, absolutely. What's interesting about it is that they sort of started their journeys at the same time in terms of both YouTube and their arm wrestling careers. And so it's been, I think, 10 years for both of them to see, well, how have we progressed? And they've both been successful not only with their social media side of things, but with their arm wrestling careers. So to sort of come together at this point and say, well, it's been 10 years. Let's see who got further and let's have a proper match.
I'm really looking forward to that, and great to have Artem Taranenko in Australia once again. Gunter Bykovs, who's a gentle giant of the arm wrestling world, was in studio last night, and his podcast will be up very, very soon. And so if you don't know who Gunter Bykovs is already, he's the former Latvian, former European, former Australian, and now AWE heavyweight champion, having taken on Mario Tambakis at AWE 1 to walk away with the belt. And on this occasion, he steps beside the table against Marcus Tirai, another athlete who is purported to be 170 kgs.
It's just ridiculously massive.
It's another level of human being. Yeah. So we've got two athletes on the card tipping the scales at 170 kilos. And Marcus Tirai, well, he is naturally one of the strongest men on the card, and standing right across the table from a man that knows every trick in the book, and at the age of 50 is learning new tricks, and so all of a sudden he's adapted isometrics into his training, and is finding a whole new zeal for his time in the gym around isometrics. So it's going to be interesting to see how a 125-ish kilo Gunter Bykovs, with all of that decades of experience and that Latvian DNA, coming up against the Tahitian giant in Marcus Tirai. So just a big one, but a lot of people are looking forward to the next matchup on the card. And mate, there's a big question mark over one of these athletes, and for no other reason than he just has never competed before. Now, you and I have been privy to some information which we're not going to fully share on this podcast, but it does allude to Rykard Borman's
being the strongest human who's ever lived.
There's some very interesting rumors swirling around about young Rykard. So let's go through the numbers right now. So Rykard Borman's South African born. He's come to Australia to pursue a career in rugby. Has been sidetracked into the world of arm wrestling. Has been guided somewhat under the tutelage of Ryan Bowen, and has been training there with some of the strongest arm wrestlers in the country. And his performance in practice pools has been something truly extraordinary, and should cause some concern for Mario Tambakis, who we all know is one of the elite heavyweight arm wrestlers in the country. He was a contender for the heavyweight AWE belt at AWE 1, losing out ultimately to the experience and size of Gunter Bykovs. But Mario is very much a known quantity. He's been on the rise for a very long time. He's developed a reputation both here and overseas, and will be travelling overseas again in the next month or so. So he's really stamping his authority all over the arm wrestling world wherever he goes. But one man that just might stand in the way or stand as a stumbling block to this ascent to the top is Reichard Bornman, who in his first competitive outing is rumoured by people that he's training with to rumoured to have what it takes to cause an upset. So Reichard is 19 years old, keeping in mind 19 years old, and some footage that's been leaked from the training suggests that some of the best in the country struggle to move him from centre.
Yeah, that's insane. The club that he's training with, the Kingpins, up in Brisbane, I went and trained with those guys, and I got completely destroyed. And I've been training for 4 years, and it was like, yes, for him to start the sport and be not only competent but but dominating is just outrageous to me. And at 19, it's
and at 19, South African, Afrikaan parentage, and my goodness, they certainly make them different there. I think that he attributes much of his strength to biltong. The diet is very much
roll clean slopes.
biltong based diet, just an extraordinary talent, and very, very proud to have young Reichard on the card. And win, lose or draw, I think arm wrestling's the winner here, because Reichard will have an opportunity to test himself against one of the biggest rising stars in the arm wrestling world in Mario Tambarkas.
Yeah, and what a test. What a test for the first match that you're going to have. You're going against one of the best in the country in Mario Tambarkas, who had a fantastic battle with Gunther Spikos, and who's coming off a successful tour of the US, winning some very big matches over there against some big-name opponents, and has scheduled himself to go and compete after the AWE. He's going back to the US. He's going to compete over there again. So he is no slouch, and for Reichard to take on somebody of that caliber for his first match, it's like, well, it's either going to be, Mario's just that level, or it's going to be, oh my God, this guy is a future superstar if he pulls off a win.
Indeed. So let's draw a little line under that. So that's the top half of the card, and I believe the pay-per-view kicks off with Hamza Hodgick and Ethan Tunstall for the junior title. Is that right? Or we're clicking in slightly there?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Or the next one. Matt will make it up on the day. So, but we've got the AWE junior title between Hamza Hodgick, who is the current title holder, and he is up against Ethan Tunstall, another young talented man working under the tutelage of Ryan Blue Bowen. So, and Ethan, lovely young guy. Hamza proved himself and surprised many with this performance at AWE 1. It's probably surprised people in terms of how dominant his performance was. But didn't surprise you, though, Hollywood Matt Connelly. I think you're one of the few men to make money out of that one, so well done. So let's draw a line under there, and we'll work our way back up the card here. So Hamza Hodgick and Ethan Tunstall, where do you have that one for the punters out there, Hollywood?
Yeah, well, that's an exciting match. So Hamza is very well rounded. He's tall. He's actually taller than me. I'm 6'3", so he's taller than that. Probably 6'4" or above. No, he's a young guy. I think he's only just turned 18, and has got into the arm wrestling world in a big way. I think he's just over a year into the sport, and has technique mastered in all three areas: the press, hook, and top roll. He can do everything. He's incredibly strong. And he's training with the likes of Jules and of Taryn Broad regularly. And, he's just getting stronger every week.
Well, he trains with people that are stronger than him, and I think that for a lot of elite athletes, that's really difficult. But at this junior level, he's still got some people at a regional level that are very, very challenging and of different styles. So he gets to practice against athletes of different physicalities, which makes him a little, as you say, more well-rounded, it would appear. So so how do you call that one? Now, you've also trained with Ethan, so you've gripped up with both of these young athletes, and so you're probably one of the best placed people to make a call on this one, especially with your knowledge of Hamza's game. So do you see it going to the hammer, or do you see the belt going back to Queensland.
This is an interesting match, and this is what's fun about the matches that we put together is there's a question mark over the large majority of these where you're like, I don't actually know who's going to win. So Ethan Tunstall is primarily a top roller and very, very explosive off the go, super fast and very aggressive in that hit. He watches the referee's mouth very closely, and as soon as he sees that they were about to say go, and they make that sound, he is exploded into that position. So that'll probably be the difference. I'd say overall, Hamza probably has a better, well-developed game in all three areas. And to me, he feels stronger in the other areas. But that explosion from Ethan at the start is definitely an advantage for him. And if you pull off the first 2 or 3 rounds with an explosive pin, maybe that's all you needed to just cinch the victory. So
okay, so are you calling it for Ethan?
I'm not at all. I'm giving you the layout here. I haven't picked a winner for this one.
Okay, well, I'm going to go with Hamza because, I can. So Hamza Hodgick has my money on that one, and I really was impressed by his AWE 1 performance. I've been fortunate enough to be close enough to see his progression over the last 12 or so months, and month by month he just gets bigger and stronger. He's filling out, as his name might suggest, he's of Bosnian heritage, and I think if you look through the family tree, it doesn't take you too long to realise that these people are made of different stuff, and he's a big young man that's filling out by the moment, seemingly growing an inch and putting on 5 kilos every month. So it's truly extraordinary to witness the growth of that young man.
Every week, it's so weird.
Yeah,
it's like there's points where I was sort of above at the start, obviously, and then he's learnt the techniques and developed his skills, and then he sort of got equal skill level, and then he beat me 5-0 in a match. And then since then, there's been moments when I've been able to find a spot or find a lane or find positions where I can work and get through. And lately I can't do that.
So our money's not on you for the junior belt. Here's what you're suggesting.
Yeah.
So
41 years old is usually a little bit old.
A little bit, okay. So that's a disqualifying factor.
If it wasn't for that, though.
As it turns out, that wouldn't make any difference, whatever. So Mario Tambakis and Rijkaard Bornemann are, this has got all the question marks all over it. Mario has the track record, the pedigree. He's got the belts. He's got the titles.
The beard.
He definitely has a very, very good beard, which all counts. And Rijkaard, no one's seen him perform on the table. It's really just his club, those people that are very close, and all of those people are saying great things about the potential of the young man. But can you step onto an AWE stage at 19 years of age, having never competed at a high level before, and defeat a well-rounded heavyweight, a national champion in Mario Tambakis? That's the question that needs to be asked. And I would say for that very reason alone, I think Mario has lanes and shapes and ways that perhaps does take time to develop, and it might be in the second or third round that we start to see the benefit of that experience. But I tend to feel that Mario Tambakis just has the edge at this stage. But I am super, super interested to watch this matchup. It's going to be.
It's got the big question mark over it, doesn't it? Because it's hard to sort of choose a winner because we've never seen Rijkaard compete before. We know how good Mario is, but then you've got that. It's like, well, we've seen some amazing training footage for Rijkaard, but how well will that translate into an actual match? When you're actually right there on the stage in the octagon with all the cameras and all the people watching, and then you're getting set up, and it's like, those nerves going to kick in? Is the setup going to be in your favor? Is Mario just going to dominate from the very get-go? So many question marks for that.
If you're watching this and you haven't already, please like and subscribe. That of course helps us get out there a little bit more and spread the word about all things going on with AWE. And Devon's forearm comments. Looking forward to the event. That is awesome. That's Matt doing his best
It's my impression of Devon. Just being like 3 times bigger.
So if you have any insights as we're going through these matchups and you wish to comment and just share with us what your thoughts are on the AWE 2 card, then certainly don't hesitate to drop us a line and let us know, and we'll talk more about that.
Mm-hmm.
So where do you have it? Are you sitting on the fence on that one? Mario Tambakis, Rijkaard Bornman. Who do you see walking away with the win? And what does it mean for the winner? So Mario's just come off the back of a championship matchup, and is of course in rebuilding now, hoping to build momentum to put himself back in that position where he can compete for the AWE heavyweight belt once more.
Mm-hmm.
So what does it mean for Rijkaard Bornman if he walks away with the victory?
Wow. I mean, it's the birth of a superstar, really.
Okay.
If you can beat Mario Tambakis in his first match, it's unprecedented. You know, to be that good that quickly and that young, it's like we might have uncovered a diamond here.
I would say so. And it does appear either way that Rijkaard is very much a special talent. And for those people that haven't already jumped onto Ryan's podcast, Ryan Bowen's podcast with Rijkaard, certainly do that. Learn a little bit more about this young man, because you'll remember that first interview you've seen of him, because you're going to see a lot more of Rijkaard Bornman.
He's always been jacked as well.
Always been jacked. That was my quote.
That was the best
favorite quote.
I had to pause the video because I was laughing so hard at that. He just said it so naturally.
I've always been jacked.
I've always been jacked. Fantastic.
And one man at the age of 50 still is jacked is Gunther Bykovs, who the big man was here in studio just last night, showering us with wisdom, letting us know how he found his way into arm wrestling, how he found his way into his line of work, which is a Lutheran minister, and how he found God in a godless state, and all of this a very, very intriguing story, and of course his journey has brought him to Australia. So although he's a former Latvian, well, he still is Latvian, but former Latvian champion, he's also former Australian champion, and now resides here in Australia, but proudly representing Latvia at the AWE 2 event. And he's up against the Tahitian Wrecking Ball.
Wrecking Ball.
I'm going to get that right. Tahitian Wrecking Ball.
It is Friday afternoon, and Dave has been drinking.
A little. Marcus Satiri, the Tahitian Wrecking Ball.
There you go. You're the announcer. You got to get this right.
I'm practicing as we speak, so I'm literally going through it. So I mean, Marcus Satiri called out Gunther's after taking on dispensing with Lachlan Carpenter. I'm going to say dispensing with Lachlan Carpenter and Adam Laura, in quick succession at AWE 1, and the second matchup was he wasn't originally expected to take that match. That was going to be a match that Ryan Bowen was going to have with Lachlan Carpenter at the end of AWE 1 to finish off the card, and after Ryan's matchup with Mataringi Hedda Morris, he just didn't have enough in the tank. And
there's a lot of difficult names on this card.
Yeah. And I'm looking at the names at the same time, trying to say them.
Yeah.
So we've got again. We felt like the internet had discovered Marcus Satiri. He was this man that had been sitting on the fringe of the top 10 and regionally, so through the Oceania region for some time. That all of a sudden had leveled up. And on that fateful day, on the 25th of February, showed the world that he'd well and truly come of age. And Marcus Satiri at 165 kilos is formidable. He's now at 170. 170. Absolutely unbelievable.
I'll just say like a couple of people that have popped into the chat here. We've got Jack Speeton, who is one of the Titans members, who had a super match just gone on Sunday, and he also went the Sunday before against the same opponent.
Wow!
So he went against Neo, and they did the left arm on the first night, and Jack, who I've nicknamed Jack of Hearts,
Uh-huh.
has now walked away with a victory on the left, but the right was a closely fought battle. I haven't actually put that video up yet because we had like 6 super matches on the same night, and I've been working my way through all the edits. But he's been doing very well in the arm wrestling world. He's recently got involved, so it's great to see you in here. And also, we had
G'day, Jack.
Josh Barker, who
Josh
has
Barker,
popped into our event live
AWE
stream last week.
superstar.
That's right, and you'll be featured on the card as well.
And for those people that didn't catch Josh's podcast last week, well, it was on the live stream. I think Josh just jumped on in and shared with us his preparation, how things are going, all the news and the rumours and innuendo that's been surfacing over recent days with respect to Josh Barker. He addressed all of that and has demonstrated why he truly is a champion and why he's going to be on the AWE 2 card. So Josh is taking on Thomas Fitzy, who is the number 2 guy. So we've got number 1 and number 2 in New Zealand on our card. So and Thomas Fitzy slots just in under Mataringi Head of Morris as New Zealand's number 2, and is taking on Josh Barker, who most would suggest is Josh is certainly the best under 70 kilo arm wrestler in Australia right now, and
the world.
Indeed.
Sure.
Yes, we'll go with that.
We've got Brett Coots who said hello here. Hello to you, Brett.
Brett Coots is an arm wrestling legend and champion, and hope you're well, mate. Great to have you in here. So a spectacular card. Really interested if you are tuning in right now. Just to grab your comments on the top end of the card. So we've got Hamza Hodgick versus Ethan Tunstall, Mario Tembakis versus Rykard Bornman, Gunters Bykovs versus Marcus Atirai, Jordan Sill versus Lachlan Adair, Artem Taranenko versus Ryan Blue Bowen, and Todd Hutchings against Mataringi Heta Morris, who is our AWE Intercontinental Champion. How do you see it? Who do you see walking away with the belt? So competing for a belt will be Todd Hutchings, who is hoping to take away Mataringi Head of Morris's Intercontinental strap. And we've got our junior belt, which will be against Hamza Hodgick and Ethan Tunstall. And the heavyweight title is between Gunters Bykovs, who is your AWE heavyweight champion currently, and the challenger, Marcus Atirai. So who do you think will be walking away with belts at AWE 2? And by the way, with AWE 2, the winner of the belt, so our inaugural winners of the belt, will retain their belts, even though they may not retain their title. So if, for instance, Mataringi Head of Morris doesn't come away with the win, he'll still be able to retain his belt and keep that as a keepsake and memory of his time at the top of the AWE world. And as will the junior champions, and all new belts will be distributed to the champions on the night. So just an interesting point for those people that have just jumped in. So we'd like to thank our friends there at Barbell Meats, or Barbell Foods, I should say. Barbell do wonderful biltong, and I've got the chili ones here. And we started off with 6 packets. We're down to 2, so that might give you an indication. And they only got delivered a couple of days ago, so it gives you a bit of an idea as to how well that's going. And you can buy it in packet, and you can also buy it and carve it up yourself at the barbecue. It's a beautiful thing to do. And our friends at Roll Clean Soaps, organic Roll Clean soaps, so beautiful soaps. Taste it. No, you can't. You shouldn't eat them. But Roll Clean Soaps are soaps made for and by combat sports athletes. So keep it clean, keep you healthy, Roll Clean. So Roll Clean, and of course Apeopoly. Apeopoly have jumped on board as our major sponsor. So Apeopoly is part of the Imagination Gaming world. And what's really exciting about this particular association is, as they're launching in the US, they are also giving away a Bored Ape NFT. Now, people in the know would realize that can be worth between $100,000 and $1,000. And so just by buying an Apeopoly board game that cost you $50, you go into the draw to win one of those NFTs. So very, very exciting, and we're for us, and to be part of a global brand like that, and to be spreading the word all around the world about Apeopoly. So thank you very much to all of our sponsors who've come on board with AWE2, and we look forward to partnering into the future. So
do you have to be an ape to play the game?
You do have to be an ape to eat barbell next. So
does it help if you're very hairy? Will that give you an advantage playing Apeopoly?
It gives me an advantage. So I'll say yes. It's a performance enhancing body hair that
we've got a couple of people that we'll say hello to that have just popped in here. We're up to 12. We've got 12 people watching. Hello to everyone out there that is watching. If you are watching and haven't said hello, please say hello. We'd love to see who is in here at the moment. We've got Phil Hollywoody from the UK, and he's a great guy who's very involved in the arm wrestling scene over there, and it's great to see him here. I think if you go on any live that comes up at any point in time throughout the week, Phil Woody will be there. He is a stream monster. He's always there. He's a great guy. And we've also got the Canberra dragster, Alex McKinnon. I remembered your name this time. It's not two different people. So hello to you, obviously. Alex came through the Titans Club a couple of months back.
Yes.
And from what I remember, a very strong left hand.
Very strong left hand.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see how he's progressing through his arm wrestling career, and whether or not, Alex, are you coming along to AWE2? We'd love to know and say hello to you there. And we've also got Devon's forum that says the only soap that he eats is Tide Pods.
It's always good to have those brands you do prefer to eat. I find Devon's forum.
Well, these soaps, there's a flavour called chocolate, and it is very hard to resist.
Well, this one's cocoa powder and coconut milk, for instance. So when I do...
That's the chocolate one.
That's the...
Yeah, I tried whatever this is, and it tasted like soap.
Smells great. Tastes like soap.
It does.
So,
this is eucalyptus, that's why.
And just to recap for those that have just tuned in, of course, AWE2 is at the Adelaide Oval on the 1st of July if you're in the US, and buying the pay-per-view 2nd of July, which is the Sunday here in Australia. And if you do buy tickets, which will be $39, and details with respect to where you can get those tickets will be released in the coming days, but your $39 will buy you cage side tickets, VIP tickets, and an invitation to join us with the AWE superstars at the after pool. And you can also meet Hollywood Matt Connelly.
Yeah, that's right. It is $5 a look, though.
Yeah. $15 if you want to touch the biceps.
That's right. Yeah. If you want to get both, it's a $25.
My left is terrible. You can't make it's on. I'm glad you'll be watching on the pay-per-view nonetheless.
Your left is terrible. From what I remember, I don't know if this is just me, maybe my left is more terrible, but you're a right-handed puller usually. I remember there was a specific thing. You were very strong in one area. I thought it was left arm, but it's obviously not. We've also got Maminsky, 18, who's jumped in to give Phil Woody some stick about how he's literally in every live stream. And I think there's 3 people under the same account maybe that are just to be able to be in every single live around the world.
I'd like to think that Phil's got an army of people that as soon as an arm wrestling thing, they're onto it.
That's right.
And they just...
Phil, we got another one. Put me on.
Interested to know, Todd Hutchings, Metaringi Heta Morris, the Beast. That's our AWE Intercontinental belt matchup. Where do you see it? Who do you see walking away with that one? Is it Todd Hutchings? Is it the Beast? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to know your opinion. Ryan Bowen's really curious to see what people think of his matchup with Artem Taranenko, and whether or not he's got a chance there. He feels he does, but he always feels like he does. So, and Artem is looking jacked at the moment.
See how he pinned Todd Zilla a couple of times?
I did see how he pinned Todd Zilla, and I wondered if that was just a little bit of disinformation or misinformation, or just a psychological games, or whether indeed Artem has leveled up and is now in a position to threaten the side pressure king It's
Yeah.
it's a hard one to know.
It is, absolutely. We've got Jack Smeaton, who was the man involved in 2 super matches a week apart against the same opponent, and he's saying Neo, which was the opponent, versus Jack of Hearts. He wants a trilogy. So
It's
maybe
trilogy.
this Sunday, 3 in a row, both left and right.
I don't know if Jack wants it. I think the people want it.
The people.
I think there's
They're demanding it.
Thank you very much, Phil. AWE onwards and upwards, indeed, mate. Yes, thank you very much. We're looking forward to bringing the show on the road and bring it to your part of the world in the not too distant future, mate. So hopefully we get to meet you in person and we can shake hands with you and maybe even across the table.
We're getting some nice back and forth with the chat. The good thing about going live is that you do get the chat that they end up sort of chatting within themselves, and you get a little bit of a community going in that, which is fantastic. We love to provide an area where people
legends
can talk
of
about
the chat.
Must be legends on the chat. They are literally, and same with Marcus Thompson. You see him in nearly every live that goes around, and you know when he's there that he's super generous, and you will see big money drops, and what a wonderful guy. There is so many amazing people in the arm wrestling community, and you see them throughout each stream, and it's like, you know, whoever is streaming, you'll see these guys.
They're there.
Yeah, that's right.
They're the backbone of the arm wrestling community. So big matchups. We're really looking forward to it. Now we have. Do you want to drop a link in the thing to keep going, or are we? Lachlan's.
I've put the link into the
Afterpool. Yeah, Afterpool's where it's at, Brett. Yeah, really. Here we go. Yeah, Brett. Just so everybody else knows what we're talking about, Brett's just commented Afterpool, some amazing. Yeah, that's where it's at. So the VIP section at AWE2 will afford you access to the Afterpool, which will be held at the back of the McGarry room, overlooking the playing surface of the historic Adelaide Oval, and even if you can't be there in person, if you're not one of the lucky ones with the VIP ticket in hand, you will be able to join Matt and Ryan and the team for the after pool party, and they'll be bringing that to you as part of a live stream. So, mate, it's going to be a great afternoon and evening of arm wrestling fun and entertainment. So,
Brett Coots, as you said, legend of the Australian arm wrestling, coming from Victoria, and unfortunately, he wasn't able to make the first event. Was scheduled. He was the original opponent, I believe, for Lachlan Carpenter. Unfortunately, wasn't able to make the event, but hopefully we'll get him on a card again in the future. But if he's coming down, Brett, if you are there, we'd love to see you, and we'd love to give you the opportunity to get on the table with some of the legends that we've got that are coming over for this card. The funny thing for me it'd
just be embarrassing if you beat everybody, Brett. That's the only problem.
He's going to wait till right at the end.
Just let everybody beat you. Otherwise, it makes us look like we've made a strategic misstep.
Brett has a certain style where he looks so relaxed when he's defending in positions. I've never seen anyone else do it. I think I've said this to him in a message because I've watched a whole bunch of his matches, and it's just like, offense, obviously you've got some grimace there, some effort being put in. Defensively, it's like, he's just holding, I'm just going to wait for you to get tired, and then, but you look so relaxed. It's great. If you ever have a look at any of Brett Coots' matches on YouTube, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's just that calmness that comes into a defensive position, like, I'm fine, I'm all good, I can hold you here. Brett says that he's going to do his best to get there. Well, we would love to see you there.
That'd be awesome, Brett. That'd be fantastic. And I know everybody would love to see you there as well. So, you have big matchups, big event, all taking place Adelaide Oval, and of course, people that are looking to join in on the pay-per-view that can't make their way over to Adelaide will have that chance, and Ryan Blue Bowen's channel will be one of those channels that you can find the pay-per-view event on. Another one of those channels will be Artem Taranenko's channel as well, so you'll be able to check it out there. Not sure if you'll find it on Todd's channel, maybe.
It depends if he's got 10,000 subscribers.
Yeah, he definitely does. Yep.
Great.
So, Maybe, yeah. Let's. I'm going to say definitely. So Todd Hutchings. So one of the great things with AWE is that what we hope to do is to ensure that there's as much distributorship there as possible, so you can support the athletes that you know and love the most. And so for those people that love Todd Hutchings and maybe don't love I don't know, Ryan Bowen as much,
surely not.
I can't imagine there'd be anybody out there that, well, you know what? You can just you don't have to buy the pay-per-view on Ryan's channel and help him out. You can help Todd out and support Todd and his efforts in waging his campaign against
war against snowmobiles.
Yeah, the ongoing war against snowmobiles. And similar, you know, Artem Taranenko. You can catch the pay-per-view on his channel, and so you know it just means that you can get behind your favorite athlete and ensure that they're deriving the benefit of your support instead of just jumping on to say you know, a platform of some kind and handing their money over to a big corporate.
Yeah,
you can put it into the hands of the athletes that you love the most.
I really like that.
You like that?
I love it. I think it's fantastic. That, you know, say it's like Toddzilla is your favorite arm wrestler, and he's streaming AWE2 on his channel. You can buy it from that, and he will get 50% of the profit from that.
Yeah.
Or if you're a Ryan Bowen fan, you can get it from Ryan. Or if you're an Artem Taranenko fan, you can get it from him, and it will support Artem Taranenko directly. So it is the ability to help out the athletes, your favorite athletes, and it's like it does go to them. It doesn't go through some other third party. It immediately goes to that athlete that you supported directly.
And you might wonder, so why isn't Josh Barker streaming on his channel, for instance? And Josh might be wondering that as well.
Yeah.
Well, there's more than one reason, Josh. But no, no, the real reason is because Josh might not have 10,000 subscribers yet. So that facility that an athlete may have to be able to stream the event is all dependent on YouTube, and the magic number for them is 10,000 subscribers. Once you get to 10,000 subscribers, you're able to unlock the potential.
Makes a sound. It actually makes a physical sound when you get to that 10,000.
And you can all of a sudden activate the pay-per-view, the superpower of pay-per-views. So you can unlock that pay-per-view function on your YouTube channel when you get to 10,000 subscribers. And our mission at AWE is to have every arm wrestler on our card with 10,000 subscribers. That's what we, and not because we just want the ones with 10,000 subscribers, by the way, but we want every one of our athletes to have 10,000 subscribers for their own benefit, because we know that to be pro in arm wrestling right now means that you've got to be a pro at gathering attention and social media, and so that's what we work with our athletes to do to achieve that goal. We do all that we can to support our athletes in getting to that 10,000 subscriber level, so that they can enjoy the benefits of being part of the card.
And we might even have Lachlan Carpenter joining us shortly. He was out at lunch, said he might pop in, so we'll keep an eye out for him joining in. We've also got the Beast has made an appearance.
The Beast,
Matawarengi Hedda Morris, the Beast, 170 kilos of power, has just entered the chat here. The main event against Toddzilla. Hello to you, sir, and thank you for tuning in. And we are very much looking forward to your match against Toddzilla. We'd love to hear your thoughts if you want to write something there, or I've put the link actually to the stream in the group chat on WhatsApp, which is not available to everyone, only to the AWE athletes.
AWE superstars have access to that group chat, and they know the group chat we're talking about. So if they head over there and they want to join in, they're more than welcome. You can click the link, and then all of a sudden on your phone or device, you'll be live with us on the stream. But Matawarengi Hedda Morris, he is New Zealand's strongest man. He is the bench press record holder. He has not been defeated in New Zealand. He's New Zealand's number one, and he is the AWE Intercontinental Champion, and he is defending his title against the great Toddzilla Hutchings, and what a matchup! A lot of people looking forward to that matchup. Trent Taylor, indeed, the Beast.
The Beast has arrived.
Beast is
Trent.
in
Trent was
the chat.
one half of the group that was giving you some stick last week. Him and Nicholas had a very funny little moment with us, but I won't bring it up again because it is. But yes, we will remember that, Trent. We will remember it forever.
The Aussie arm wrestler is in the chat.
He
Jake
is.
Ward.
There he is, the Aussie arm wrestler. What a legend, Jake Ward. We are so happy that you are doing so well in the arm wrestling scene. And this is a man who has pushed over the 10,000 subscriber limit as well.
Yeah. So, you might even be able to watch this on the Aussie Arm Wrestler channel if you want to. We were just a few moments ago, Jake, we were just covering off on our distribution model that enables our athletes and our friends the ability to stream the AWE event on their channel. And the only prerequisite, if people are wondering why not all of the athletes are streaming the event, is simply because you just need that 10,000 subscribers. And my friend, you have over 11,000 when I last checked on the YouTube a short time ago. So going great guns, Jake Ward, and doing amazing things in the world of arm wrestling. Of course, Jake is your host and MC of all of the biggest arm wrestling events in the world. And of course, the Aussie Arm Wrestler channel just goes from strength to strength. And I personally love Jake Ward.
Well, he's up to 13,000, he says.
$13,000. That's $13,000.
$13,000. All right.
Per subscriber. 13,000. Congratulations, Jake. And going from strength to strength, because I reckon I looked at it not that long ago and it was 11,000. So obviously the world is finding out about the Aussie Arm Wrestler channel and is suitably impressed. And of course, the comments section has come alive for no other reason than Jake Ward
got here. Maybe it was the Beast as well. The Beast stepping in and providing that 170 kilos of power has powered up the chat. But yeah, so I was just going to say that Jake has been a big inspiration for both of us and for anybody who is in the arm wrestling world. You don't have to be an absolute elite arm wrestler and a world champion, thankfully. If you want to make a career in the sport, have a look at what Jake has done. He's brought his personality and his charisma and he's created a channel and stuck to it through thick and thin, through some of the toughest times in his life. He's put out content. He's streamed consistently, and he's such an awesome guy. And as I said, he's welcoming and charismatic, and he has captured that niche area of the arm wrestling world, and he's doing fantastically, and up to 13,000 subscribers. So yes, it's great to see you go from strength to strength. And one of the exciting things, and I get to say this to you live here, actually. Should
I leave the room?
No. Well, if everyone could close their eyes for a minute. No. No. So one of the inspirational moments for me with Jake was that he quit his job to pursue this full time. Yeah. And he made a video, which I still remember, it was really like a highlight moment for me that somebody else had been able to do this, was able to put the keys on the desk at work and say, I'm out, I've done, I'm going into this full time. And I can tell you, Jake, that I have actually reached that point as well. Tonight will be my very last night shift at my job, and tomorrow morning I will be riding off into the sunset and heading full on into this world as well. So yes, I hope that you were still on the thing. He's probably clicked off.
Jake moved on. He's got 13,000 subscribers. He's going to have time to hang around and listen to us.
That's right. What did he say? I don't know.
Made a comment. They know I was there. I'm out of there. Jake is very much an inspiration to many, and anybody who gets a chance to meet Jake can't help but be impressed. I mean, how many people do you know have run 2 ultra marathons to raise money for charity? How many people do you know have just left the security of the 9 to 5 and embarked upon the unknown world of being a YouTuber in an obscure sport like arm wrestling, and then through nothing more than hard work and faith in themselves and putting themselves in great positions, has been able to elevate himself to that position that of the guy when it comes to commentating the biggest events in the world. So no, he's still in there. He heard it. That's
did.
Good.
There we go. We've got
Otherwise, you would have to clip it and send it to him. So
it would have been funnier actually if he had disappeared.
I almost would have preferred it.
So thank you again, Jake. And yeah, I was actually going to call you tomorrow morning as I was leaving work because it was like you were the first person I was going to call to say, hey, I've done it.
I've done it.
So,
very special
but
moment.
I don't need to now. So yeah,
a very special moment between you two that we all got to share just then.
Yeah, that's right.
Very, very, very pleased.
So send your donations to.
Very interested to know what's next for the Aussie arm wrestler as well. What plane are you boarding next? Where are you heading to? What's the next big event on your calendar, my friend? There's always something exciting going on in the world of the Aussie arm wrestler. So whilst we've got a little bit of an audience still on the go, and for those people that perhaps didn't jump on early on, you might be noticing this little bit of deliciousness that's sitting here before me. This is biltong, and it comes from our friends at Barbell Foods. Barbell Foods are proud supporters of what we're doing here, and of course have a product that is local and is, well, more important, high quality and delicious. And if you're wondering what biltong is, well, biltong is air dried as opposed to beef jerky, which is usually oven dried, and I guess there's the secret. There's the secret to the tastiness right there. Our friends at Roll Clean. Just so after you finish with the biltong, you need to use the. There you go. You've got the Roll Clean. This is specially developed for combat sports athletes, and so if you're a combat sports athlete, arm wrestler is one of those. This is a natural organic disinfectant, and that's sensitive to your skin, and has been developed by combat sports athletes for combat sports athletes. And of course, for those that missed the big announcement from the top, and this is what the title of the live stream was all about. It was about Apeopoly coming on board as our major sponsor for AWE2. So what is Apeopoly? I hear you say, well, Bored Ape is an NFT series that is the biggest in the world right now. Certainly one of the biggest. Let's say top 2, top 3. I couldn't say
it's the biggest.
It is the biggest in the world, and with billions of dollars traded in these NFT cards. And an NFT card regularly goes between $100,000 and $200,000 US. And Apeopoly is a board game, a little bit like Monopoly, as you might imagine, but instead of doing the normal Monopoly stuff, you're doing the NFT Bored Ape stuff instead. And you can buy one of these games. It'll be $50. You can thereabouts, depending on where you may be around the world, but it'll be about $50. But that will buy you the chance to win
$100,000 to $200,000 worth of Bored Ape NFT.
Yeah. So we're really excited about this. Just about to launch worldwide, big audience in the US, and we're very, very proud to have Apeopoly on board. So big things happening in the world of AWE. Not just our super heavyweight champions, and not just our intercontinental champions are big. So are some of the announcements.
Yes, that's right. Absolutely huge announcements. Big news. Great to have not only the dried meat sponsors and the barbell meats and Roll Clean soap, but Apeopoly as well. And Jake Ward has written back. He said he's going to the King of the Table in 3 weeks, and then fingers crossed he'll be at AWE. He's just got to convince the wife.
Well, bring the wife with you. It's all the easier then. Bring wife and baby along. They'll love the after pool as well.
We've got a spare room, actually, don't we?
Yeah, we actually do now. So we might be able to slot you in there, Jake. So come on down.
Rominski 18.
Good luck when you venture in these crazy world. All the best to you, mate.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And yes, we'll see how things go. Hopefully I don't have to go back. We had Lachlan Carpenter popped in for half a second and then he disappeared.
One of our AWE superstars, Lachlan Carpenter. He did appear just momentarily.
It was a tease.
And then just to give us a taste.
Figuring it out. You see, it's the technology.
Whilst we salivate in anticipation of his return. Right. So Lachlan Carpenter.
There he is. He's back.
He is back. All we need to do
is
that, and
he's made it.
We have Lachlan Carpenter. Now, Lachlan, have you decided upon your fight name, your nickname? There was a few suggestions recently in the group chat. I'm just wondering if you've warmed to any of those as yet.
Not really. I think I messaged Ryan and we agreed it has to kind of come naturally and you can't push it. So I think it'll come out in a match or something, maybe at AWE.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Matt just made up his own. Why can't you?
I think he did actually. He's made up a bunch of them that really. I don't know if you want to choose those ones. We've got.
Oh, so Lachlan, you are one of our AWE superstars, and we're a big part of AWE 1, and very, very proud to have you back at AWE 2. It's been a bit of a rocky road though since AWE 1. You came off fresh as Australian openweight champion into AWE 1, and since then there's been some controversy around that title and some things that have happened since. What are your thoughts on that, and how are you going with all of that?
I don't want to get into too many specifics because you rustle the wrong feathers or whatever. But I won the title. It was in what was it? Last year in November, I think. Nationals.
It's been a while, yeah.
And then they went through with they tested, I think, 2 people. Obviously, me and Josh, everyone's seen the posts and everything. I didn't agree with the testing practice, so I actually didn't do one of the tests. So they just kind of assume you're guilty, which is, And then I think I'm coming back in 2025, November, the ban's over or whatever. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you objected to being tested, and that was enough to have you banned.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just saw him and they went, "That guy, ban him."
And, under what basis did you refuse for the testing? What made you have trepidations about the process or not have confidence in the process?
I don't know if I can say on here though.
You don't have to. If you don't feel comfortable with it, that's fine. We'll move on to another question. But it is great
to
answer
the question.
Yeah. We'll make up an answer for you.
Because your circumstances are somewhat different to Josh's, and it's because Josh did test and was found to be positive for a substance and has copped the ban as you have as well. But Josh did protest to some degree because the person that he was competing against wasn't tested. So there seemed to, and just reading through the comments associated with some of the posts around this issue, it seems to me that a lot of people are very dissatisfied with the process where it seems the testing is very selective.
Yeah, well, I think the main objection is the price. So, AF's not obviously making a ton of money where they can afford to test every athlete. So I think they picked the lightweights and the super heavyweight right arm champions to test, and then so they did 2 people, and then there's a lot of different opinions on both ends of the spectrum. But at the end of the day, if we both compete in a tested federation, and then I refuse to test or someone tests positive, and then you can't really say much. You can argue whether there should be testing at all in arm wrestling, which I don't agree with. But, if you test in the league that has it, and you can't really say much after the fact,
Yeah.
But I'm happy that now I went over to New Zealand. I won the Iron Hand Open.
Congratulations.
And now I'm competing, focusing on the Doug Fedefei comeback match, and I want to get my first AWE win in 3 weeks. In serious prep
having on the card. It's going to be amazing. Yeah, there's somebody of your caliber to be on part of our event. We're very excited, and you've been obviously in fine form as of late. Do you think that you're sort of hitting a really nice peak in your performance in this last probably 2 years? You've sort of really started to come about and
emerge.
Yeah,
your sort of star is really starting to shine at this point.
Yeah, I think I had a moment that even shocked me because there's Uzbekistan, the Olimov guy.
Yes, yep.
The way he runs through, he flash pinned Ryan Bowen, he beat Mario easily, and then I had a war with him, a 5 restarts, fouls, and I had his wrist back, and that was the whole crowd was watching and pumping me up, and it was that was my moment where I'm oh, okay, I am I am like kind of strong. I can hang with these guys. But,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Oliver is somebody who was taking names down through the over the top tournament as well.
yeah,
Yeah, his style
ridiculous.
is it's almost the quickest way to the pad is where he's going. You know, he's just from there the shortest possible distance, and he's lightning fast. So to see that you had a lot of back and forth with him, and you just show that you have risen to that level.
And Lachlan, how did you get your start in arm wrestling? Are you a YouTube convert, or had you mucked around in the sport previously before
It
finding
was
out it was more of a dedicated pursuit?
it was a bit of a mix of things. It was so I was always in like the strength world. So I started training in the gym at school. We had a gym, so we'd come in like 6 a.m. and then we'd do our gym workouts. In the afternoon, we'd train for the footy. And so I got like more into the gym than actually the rugby side of things. So after I stopped playing footy in high school and I didn't have time to play because I was working all the time, I just started working out, and then that ended up doing powerlifting. So I competed in powerlifting. I was the national champion for under 18s.
Oh, really? Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't know that about you. Right.
yeah. And then kind of went into focusing on like the bench record for under 23 in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
This was like 2021. So I was focusing on the all-time record for juniors, which was a 222, I think,
Mm-hmm.
for under 23 super heavyweight. And right before I was like peaking, like 2 weeks out, bang, like everything closes because of COVID. So I
Oh,
had to cancel my car. It would have been like, I don't know if I would have got it. I was like touch and go. I think my best was like a 217.5 pause bench press. So I had to like go up another 6 kilos to break the record. But we'll never know, I guess, because I turned 24 and I can't do it anymore. And the record's like
no.
280 now because it's men's.
Oh.
Oh
Yeah.
God, that's incredible.
So
That's just
then
such a
the
heavy.
mixture of that, and I was always like kind of arm wrestling on the tables at school, and I was not amazing, but I always grinded out and beat everyone. And I used to watch on YouTube. I'd watch. I remember distinctively the Jerry versus Devon match. I used to like watch that all the time, and like that got me interested in arm wrestling. So I like watched all the Devon's videos. I was following him, subscribed to him, but I never went to a practice until like 2 years. I was an idiot. Like I should have just started younger. I like looked up like Sydney arm wrestling, and I was like, oh my god, it's like 10 minutes from my house. So I should have been going like this one.
And it was another year before you went.
It started like 18. I was like, oh, I missed all those years. But, yeah, better
But I
late
mean,
than never.
in terms of arm wrestling, you know, you're still really young, and this is the wonderful thing. You've got that tendon conditioning, you've got the movement, the shape, and on top of that, a great physicality for the sport, and you've still got many years ahead of you.
Yeah, I'm 2.5 years in this month, I think. So
2.5 years in.
in
Wow.
arm wrestling, yeah. So
I'm 4 years in and getting destroyed by everyone.
Yeah, Matt's getting weaker. So Matt kind of started here, and then it's just slowly trailed
getting
off.
worse.
And
as-
I had a good things I like. The reason why I got better faster, I think I had a better foundation than a lot of people.
and you just
And also, I train every time I'm in the gym as Mario. I'm in Mario's ear when I was asking him everything, and I train with him in the gym every day. So that's like it was kind of a mentor when I was getting into arm wrestling. So I've kind of heard everything he knows about arm wrestling. That helped a lot.
Yeah, well, you're very much the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and when you've got the opportunity to be training under Mario Tambakis and to be there and up close, and to see how he's going about every training session, how he's going about his time on the table, and how he's preparing for his super matches, it very much puts you on a fast track when you're in proximity to somebody who's doing so well in the sport already.
Yeah, for sure. I just got to beat him now.
Just got to beat him. And how close are you to beating Mario Tambakis?
The problem with the
Let's put a time frame. Let's put a time frame on it.
a
6
year
months,
ago,
12 months.
I told him a year ago. That was a year ago. I just got a match with him at Meat Stock. I don't know if you saw it, but it's on Mario's Instagram. It's not pretty, really. Like he just knows exactly where I'm going, and I'm kind of in the setup, and I'm like confused as to where I'm even going sometimes because he makes all these little adjustments, and he's really well rounded. He's not like some top roller or hooker. He's just got everything. Just like kind of even. So it's like I'm just trying to find a way to beat him, and I just don't know if my elbow conditioning is there, my pronator. Yeah.
How do you see his match against Ricard Baum going?
I think he's like a 90 to 10%. I think only Ryan thinks he's going to win from people I'm talking.
Well, this is the fun thing for us is like this is the question mark match where we don't know what's happening with Ricard because we've never seen him before. We're only going off of Ryan's sort of footage of him training, and he looks phenomenally strong against the Kingpins Club up there. And he had a match, I believe, in South Africa with Terence Offerman, and he did quite well in that as well. So this will be his sort of first official match, and for us, it's like he's an unknown quantity, and you know,
you're very close to Mario. How's Mario feeling about it?
He's not. He's taking it serious, but he really thinks he's going to destroy him. Like, you know, it's not someone you want to take your first super match with, really.
It's kind of crazy. It's crazy,
like,
you know. So, well, you know who's behind this match, of course, don't you? You know, it's Ryan Bowen. So anyway, for no other reason than for Ryan's entertainment, I think this has taken place. But it throws up some question marks because we've seen some very interesting training footage, and that does, I guess, give some credence to Ryan's confidence in Rijkaard's form. So yeah, very, very interesting. But then we don't know if that's like an Artem and Toddzilla type of video leak as well. So we're of course taking all footage that comes out of training with a pinch of salt and a touch of caution. So
he's definitely got. I don't think Ryan would have said it if he had if there was no chance. I think he's very strong, especially for his age. I've seen videos of him curling 90 kilos, standing up like it wasn't even that difficult with two hands, and I'm thinking I can barely do that. I'm like heavier and older than. So I'm like, there is something, but it's just I don't think he'll have like the nuance that like the table presence that the ready goes and like the little movements. I don't think he'll figure that out yet. Like it's his first super match, and I think Mario will just exploit like his lack of experience probably. But you know, he could win. Stranger things have happened.
Yeah. And with your matchup with Doug, how you feeling? How's your preparation going? You feeling as strong or stronger than you did as you were at this point with AWE1?
I think I'm stronger. Yeah, like it was difficult training for AWE1 because I don't know if I went through more opponents than like they were like just who do I have first? I had was it Fatali set up first, and then it was Brett, and then it was Ryan Bowen, and then it was Marcus in like the last second because he was too tired.
Yeah.
Now I know who I'm training for. I know the way he kind of arm wrestles. It's kind of hard to find footage of him because he's, you know, one of the old pullers. He's been retired for a while, but I've found some footage, and I have a technique I want to use in a backup plan. So I think I have a better chance with him than I did with Marcus probably.
Is that the flop wrist King's move that you've been working on?
Yeah, definitely. I'm just going to dive at him. I think he'll have to train his flop if he wants to win.
One of the great videos that you made where you had it was a ready go, and you're at the table like this, and it's like, okay, go, and then you've gone straight to the King's
Michael Todd impression.
Yeah. And you do a pretty good other impression as well. So some people might have known, but the AWE Arm Wrestling News parody voice, the Pradeep voice was indeed your voice.
What? I thought it was me. I was convinced.
That was a secret.
So Pradeep was convinced.
Yeah, I don't remember doing that.
Yeah, when did you make me do that? So
it was very funny. We loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, you've definitely got a talent for it. Have you always been a mimicker? Have you always had that ability to tune in and pick up on somebody's little idiosyncrasies? The strange things that they do.
I just always do impersonations and with my friends and that kind of thing, just mocking people, basically.
That was classic because did you sort of do it on the fly, or because you went through like the whole card almost, and you had a little funny comment for everything.
It's a very thick accent, so I already had an Indian voice, and I just kind of thickened it up a bit. It just adds a whole bunch of kind of content to it.
And will we get another one of those for AWE 2?
There's already been requests.
We'll do a match. What are they called? Prediction. Yeah, I think that's coming.
Oh,
have you done yours yet?
Deep's predictions.
Deep's predictions. I like it. So mate, as you look up and down the card, any matchups that get you excited as an arm wrestling fan?
I've got it right here. So me and Mario agreed yesterday that the match we're both definitely looking forward to the most is Gunther's and Marcus.
And I'm looking forward to that enormously.
Just because it's just Gunther's, I felt his hand at the after table, and his hand is so strong, it's ridiculous. But I know Marcus, like obviously you saw the second and third round after I had nothing left in the setups, just because his back pressure is so immense. Like I just don't know how Gunther's will deal with all that, if he's going to have like the transitions, or is he going to gas out, or I don't know. I'm so keen to watch it. I know Marcus is training hard. Yeah.
Gunther's has, after all of these years and now at the age of 50, discovered isometrics and reckons he's unlocked a whole new level of strength.
Oh, really? Oh, that's frightening.
Who's your pick in that match?
I have to go with Gunther's. I just think he's a better arm wrestler, really. Like, even if he lacks a tiny bit of the raw power and the back from side pressure, I think he'll make up for it with the hand. And he can press. He kind of transitioned to a press with Meyer in that third round. So, he's not a hooker. He's not going to ever dive forward, but I don't think he'll need to. He'll just control the hand and get him down. It'd be difficult doing it 4 times, though, with Marcus, because he's got really good endurance. He just sits there with those Brisbane guys and just lets them smash him.
Yes, he was trying to convince us last time, wasn't he? That he's like, does it have to be 4 first to 4? I'm an old guy. Does it have to be first to 4?
He seems to have some concerns over his gas tank as well. Table IQ agrees that your impression was mint. So certainly some fans of the
Peter West from Sydney as well.
Oh, that is Peter, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, have we just revealed that? Did he like Table IQ?
I've given away his secret identity.
Well, Peter's been a regular to the Apex Sport Fest on a couple of occasions as well. So we were a big fan of Peter.
Headbutted Colin.
Yeah, that's what he's most known for. Some are known for their King's moves, some are pressers, some are headbutters. And so we've all got our reputations. Thank you, Phil Woody, for in the comments. He's copied and posted our store, our merch store. So you can, in fact, go right now over to this link and it will take you to the AWE store where you can buy a hoodie, you can buy a hat, you can buy one of our competitors' shirts there with or without a name. Now, we're very, very close in releasing the athlete shirts. And so if the young man on screen right now, for instance, is your cup of tea, then you might want to get yourself Lachlan Carpenter AWE T-shirt, of which the shared proceeds go to our AWE superstars like Lachlan Carpenters to support them on their arm wrestling mission. So head over to the AWE store now and grab yourself an item. The hoodies are great. I've put in my order, so looking forward to that. It's just starting to get a little bit cooler here in Adelaide, and so the hoodie will be making its way out very, very soon. So Devon's forearm, he speaks fluent movie quotes. I think you've got a friend in Hollywood, Matt Connelly there. That's pretty much all he speaks in. Lachlan Carpenter hoodie. It's coming out.
We're trying to find the nickname that's going to suit perfectly for Lachlan, and we've got some ideas, and Lachlan's got some ideas, some not brilliant ideas,
not necessarily publishable, but yeah. So we're working on a nickname for Lachlan Carpenter. So if you're in the stream and you've got some ideas, then
We're not going to have anything good.
throw them our way, and we'll get Lachlan's response live to your suggestions. So Lachlan, you've got Todd Hutchings versus Metaringi, Heather Morris, the Beast, the AWE Intercontinental Champion. How do you see that one?
We've seen Lachlan pull Martin out 3 different times, and it's looked pretty much similar. Even the gap kind of seems to be extending now, like as Lockie kind of brings his game up. But I think Todd is just going to do it even better, because you saw the match with Lockie and Todd Hutchings, and he kind of went straight into a hook and dragged him down. But I don't even think he's going to need the press. I don't think Todd Hutchings really has a press, so I think he'll just hook him in, drag him to the pad. I could be shocked, but it is really hard to just hook Mate because his biceps so strong. He gets stuck at the pad, and you kind of need a press. But I've never seen Todd Hutchings press, so that could be interesting at the pin pad where it gets sticky. But other than that, I just don't think his hand's there yet.
Actually, there's some really good insights there, Lockie. And maybe the Beast is still in the stream and might have picked up on a couple of those little tips there. But there is a way forward there. So Ryan against Artem. So this is a battle of the YouTubers. Obviously, the big winner here will be YouTube. But of the 2 athletes involved, which do you see walking away with the win?
I've seen the polls, and it looks like people think Artem's the favorite, but I've almost
Artem looks more jacked.
Yeah, he does, but most of the people Ryan beats look more jacked than him. I've pulled both of them. I know Artem's got a lot better. I think he's been under Todd Hutchings, so he's obviously training hard. But I think Ryan is going to have him. Like if it's a hook, or I don't think Ryan's very hard to top roll, and Artem's that's his ace. So I think if it ends up in a hook, Ryan will stop him and bleed him, because Artem kind of stops and bleeds his opponent, but I think Ryan has better endurance as well and a bit more power inside. But but I think out of all the matches on the card, that has the best potential to be a grinder. So
first to 4.
We've set aside 2 hours for that match.
Just to 4, what's your prediction there?
He might get one of those ones he got on Todd. He might win 4-1. 4-1 Bowen. There we go.
My gut instinct was 6-3. So.
Slightly.
What is it,
10? Jordan Sill and Lachlan Adair, a bit of a question mark over Jordan Sill, returning to top-level competition and making his way all the way from the other side of the world to Adelaide and taking on Australia's best in Lachlan Adair. So how do you see this one shaping up?
Again, somehow I've actually pulled them both. I pulled Jordan Sill at Washington State in the semi-final of the super heavyweight class, and he kind of just obliterated me. But I still don't think I felt like I could stop the match for a second. But with Lockie, it's just like I don't even belong to be in the same room. So it's like I think Lockie's it's going to go straight in the hook, and Lockie's just going to bring him down like in his power. Yeah, I think he's going to hook. 4-0. Lachlan.
Yeah, 4-0.
So the Schmo suggests the big question is, does the new fat Ryan still have the same endurance? So that's that is the question a lot of people are asking, but it's not all fat. Some of it is biltong. So and we do know that we've got in the biltong here, we've got 40 grams of protein for every 100 grams. So that's 40% protein. So bound to make you 44% stronger. So
yeah, that's right. Well, I mean, I pulled Ryan, and this is me, so it's
very weak.
Yeah, very weak, very low level. But when Ryan was dieting down for Coach Ray, and then when he had pushed himself up to go against the Beast, and originally it was supposed to be a couple of other opponents, which ended up changing, but it was supposed to be who do you say? But Chance Shaw was going to be the original match, and Ryan's pushed up to about 107 kilos. But I mean, both times for me, he just felt unstoppable. And my thing is endurance, and we had a 35-minute non-stop go because it was, I'm just going to make you quit. And I said, I'm not quitting.
Matt quit.
I didn't quit.
So what happened after 35 minutes? Ryan had something better to do.
He did. He literally did. Somebody, one of the high end production guys was ringing from King of the Table or something. He's like, I'm going to take this call.
And from what I understand, he took the call at some point while still arm wrestling you.
He did fall asleep.
So Lachlan Carpenter, you've given us some very valuable insights here, and I guess the last one to really talk about, and this is the title belt between Hamza Hodzic and Ethan Tunstall, two rising young stars of the sport. You've had an opportunity to pull both of these young men, and how do you feel this is likely to go?
I've never felt Hamza's hand. All I've seen is...
Oh, haven't you? I thought you might have had some after-pull time.
All I can judge it off is the match with Jamie, where I know how strong Jamie is, so like to just keep him out of straps and flash him, he's super fast. I know Ethan's usually a top roller as well. He has something deep in there, I think, but I'd have to go with Hamza again.
Yeah. I like Hamza there too.
He'll go straps though this time, I think. Yeah.
Hamza's uncle's got him covered as well. So
like a mascot.
The Schmoes tells us that Lockie is an animal right now. I think his inside power is way too much, and Jordan's iron hand won't play. Oh, I thought he was talking about you.
Let's pretend that he is. Lockie,
Hand won't play a role, but hoping Jordan has something for him. Well, what about this, Lockie? What are you thinking about him?
You've got Lachlan Carpenter literally right here.
I want to talk about other
I got some work to do.
The Schmo, he loves his guy Bowen, but he's a bit fat. He's definitely his favourite though, and Artem is jacked, but he's a 198 guy. Yeah, isn't that interesting? Now Ryan's very, very comfortably sitting in that 105, 110 range without too much effort, and kind of is now kind of plateauing very, very comfortably there, which ordinarily means for a strength athlete they're just about to push to that next level. So it looks like Ryan's very, very comfortable in the supers now, and I think you'll see him kind of remain quite heavy. And of course, Artem is quite naturally that more aesthetic, that naturally smaller competitor. Very good observations there from the Schmo. As always, Phil Woody, only quality. Thank you very much. I'm sure you're talking about Hollywood Matt Connelly's split double bicep when you refer to only quality. There it is, just one more time. Or there we go.
I can look the look, but I can't walk the walk.
There we go. That's what somebody who might play a successful arm wrestler in a movie might look like. So
that's Hollywood. It's all smoke and mirrors.
Anybody producing an arm wrestling video, this man looks the part.
Your opinion on my match, both of you.
Well, do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, well, I mean, as you said, you're sort of at that point in time where your star's beginning to shine, and you have taken down some big names. I mean, you've won the national title, and then you've gone over and been successful in New Zealand. Even watching your match that you had against Marcus, there was some moments there where you know how strong and how big Marcus is, and you were holding him. You looked like you were on the way to the pin pad in one of those rounds. I think you were talking some smack halfway through that round as well. before it didn't go the way you wanted to, and then it was like, oh no.
The smack talk looked really good though. That was very strong smack talk.
Right. And then you've got Doug Federby here, who's as you said,
bit of a question mark.
He's on a comeback. Yeah, so we'll see how he goes. I would say you're the favourite in that. Probably maybe a 70-30 favourite. But I think that Doug has the tools to get it done if he is able to retain form that he had from a few years ago. But there is that unknown factor there, but we know how strong you are, and we're sort of trying to play that off as to a bit of a mystery with Doug.
Yes, and I like Lachlan Carpenter, of course. He is my favourite, even if he's not the Schmo's favourite. But he is my favourite Lockie on the card, and I do believe that Lachlan, you've got all the tools in the tank, and I'm one for momentum, and I feel like your career trajectory just has terrific momentum, and in spite of recent events, I think your star continues to shine brightly, and on top of that, you're doing all of the right things. You've got the physicality, you've got the right people around you, and importantly, you've got that desire to continue to get better and travel and expose yourself to new experiences on the table, to put yourself in front of other competitors, and to find out where you sit internationally. And then once you've done that, you've gone back home and you've sharpened your sword and come back a better arm wrestler. So I think for all of those reasons, Lachlan, you're my pick of the two.
Your favourite arm wrestler? Is that what you were going to say?
You're my favourite arm wrestler ever.
You mean Lachlan Adair?
Thank you.
Oh, sorry, I was talking to you.
Sorry, we meant Lachlan Adair.
Lachlan
Sorry.
it's Lachlan Carpenter.
I'll never even be the best Lachlan in the country.
No, you're my favourite Lachlan. So you're So I think it's a stacked card. I love it. There's a lot to look forward to. Of course, Josh Barker, Thomas Fitzy, be a tight one. You've got Thomas Fitzy's number 2 in New Zealand. Josh Barker, generally thought to be one of the best under 70 kilo arm wrestlers around. Rhett Downward and Laz Bolter opening the card. So Laz making his second appearance on the AWE stage, and Rhett making his way. Now, that's going to be interesting to see how Rhett recovers. He's only given himself a couple of weeks after flying over to Singapore to be part of the event over there. And so not a lot of recovery. Hopefully it's not an excuse for getting beaten by Laz, but we'll see. Yeah, so I've got Lass on that one. I'm allowed to have favourites. Matt, on the other hand, he's going to sit firmly on the fence.
That should be a fantastic match. And Lass the Berserker, when I feel like sometimes he sandbags in like the club matches. He'll mess around a little bit and let people win, and then he'll come back and beat them right at the end. But then when it comes down to the crunch, when it's a really important match, like you saw in AWE 1, he wasn't messing around.
And interestingly, Laz Bolter is training with Gunther Bykovs at the moment. So they're helping each other prepare for AWE 2. So you've got the young South African and the Latvian champion, former Latvian champion, together. We're sharpening each other's swords. So it's going to be an action-packed card. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm absolutely stoked with the way that things have come together, and very, very thankful that we've been able to garner the support of some fantastic Australian brands like Barbell Foods and Roll Clean Soaps and of course Apeopoly. So Apeopoly is taking over the world, and if you are into the Bored Ape NFT series, hold any interest. If you don't know what that is, just ask a young person. You will put yourself into the draw by buying one of those games. You'll put yourself in the draw to win a $100,000 to $200,000 Bored Ape NFT. So big prizes there, and proud to be part of the Apeopoly launch, both here and in the US of A. So from my perspective, I've got to dart off. So if you want to continue with the show,
I can wrap things up here if you want.
We can wrap things up. So okay, we're going to wrap things up then. So are there any other Lachlan Adair fans in the chat before we go?
There is there is a comment from the Schmo.
He's a Mopar guy.
What is a Mopar? I don't know.
A Mopar is a Chrysler, so he's a Chrysler man. He loves a little bit of Mopar magic, but you have this in the bag, Lockie. So the Schmo has money on you, which is good to know. If you've got the support of the Schmo as you're walking into the octagon, you've got an extra pep in your step, don't you? So well done to the Schmo. Makes a world of difference. Let's go Lachlan. Of course, we're not sure exactly who Sam is talking about. We'll presume it's Lachlan Carpenter. Go Lachlan Carpenter. Who else are we missing out here before we go?
She says Natty Rocks, but she might have meant Matty Rocks.
Natty Rocks?
Matty? Me, when I was doing the double biceps?
I don't know.
I'm going to assume that's what it meant.
What is that word?
Loves it.
We've seen that
And
one.
had to
So I
put-
think the Schmo admires your grappling skills as well.
Yes. Well, that was certainly on display after AWE 1 as well. So now, I mean, if you do want to demonstrate more of those skills, we do have DFC 17 on straight after AWE 2 at the Adelaide Oval. The Octagon will be there for you, of course, Lachlan. So
I believe that Lachlan's volunteered to face the winner of the main event in the Octagon in a full no holds barred cage match.
I've heard he's going to take on both of them.
Same time.
Both of them.
Lachlan Carpenter, your star continues to burn brightly, and we're very thankful that you're a part of AWE too, and we're really looking forward to seeing you back here in Adelaide, and of course your matchup with Doug Fatafehi. Have I said that correctly? Fatafehi?
Yeah.
It's another name that if you just say it quicker, it helps.
Mm.
You know, so
Fatafehi.
but Big Doug on the 2nd of July at the Adelaide Oval. You can, of course, get your pay-per-view on the channel of your of choice. So you could see that on Todd Hutchings' channel, for instance, Mataringi Head of Morris. I think he's got over 10,000 subscribers now. Of course, Artem and Ryan's channel all qualify as well. So grab the pay-per-view on the channel of choice. Support the athlete that you love the most, and make sure that you don't miss out on any of the action at AWE2. And to Lachlan Carpenter, we wish you all the very best in your matchup, mate, and we look forward to seeing you here in Adelaide. And thanks for coming onto the live stream with us today.
Thanks for having me. It was fun. I look forward to seeing you in Adelaide.
Awesome, Lachlan. Thank you very much. And to all the people that continue to support AWE and what we do, we thank you, and we look forward to bringing you more next time.